Where are all the good men? If you're a woman and you're asking yourself this question, you're probably in this scenario. You got a lot of guys who are into you, or you seem to attract a fair amount of men who are into you, but it seems like the men you want don't want you, but you want this certain type of man, this good man, right? So here is a definition of a good man that most people can agree on. A good man is a man who has leadership qualities. He's ambitious, he's trustworthy, he's loyal. Okay? If he has leadership qualities, he's the type of man that you admire, he's the type of man that you trust, he's the type of man that you're loyal to, he's the type of man you can submit to, one you can follow. These qualities are hard to find. In a sense, I can agree for certain people. I understand where they're coming from. But let me try and change your perspective a little bit and give you a little bit of insight onto how men think. And more importantly, maybe it's possible that you're thinking about things in the wrong way. So, first off, as I'm going through these things, I want you to remember this. You are not the exception to the rule. The world does not owe you anything. And more importantly, you are not entitled or you do not deserve things you have not earned or you cannot negotiate. So you're only, what you get in life is only what you can negotiate and only what you can get, what you can earn. So you're not entitled to any free ride. You are not entitled to any special treatment. Now, these qualities and these characteristics, they seem to be eluding you in this man that you wanting. You seem to be chasing this man, but you can't get him. Is it possible that you have to change certain things within yourself in order to acquire this man? See, on one end, you can act like a victim and complain and be upset at the world and pout and scream and punch your pillow and cry and be a baby about the fact that you're not getting what you want, or you self reflect, you become more humble, and you instead look at things on the opposite end, which is either I be a victim or do this. Take action, get humble, focus on what I can do and improve as a person to get and attract what I want. That seems to be the option where you actually have power. The other option, you're just a victim. You're not going to get anything that way. So understand, ladies, first impression is more than you think. There's something about you that you're doing that is making you unattractive to men. I'll give you this example. Imagine you put on mosquito repellent and you go and walk into a moist, humid jungle, and there's so many mosquitoes flying around. There's swarms of them. You look around, mosquito here, mosquito there, but yet none of them are touching you. You go to the grocery store, and there's so many men out there. You interact in life, but yet there's something that you're doing that is repelling the good men. Is it possible that it's actually something you're doing and how you're coming off? Is it possible that it's not actually the men's fault? Can you at least bear with me or consider this as an option? So, first off, are you in shape? 2021, we live in a day and age where you can pay somebody to help you lose weight, where you can go on YouTube and scour the internet to find the perfect plan that fits you, your lifestyle, your situation, your problems, and it will help you. And you can optimize it if you put enough effort to maybe an hour or less a day for 4 days a week to lose and get to the exact weight you want. It only takes 6 months to a year. So a man who meets a woman like this or even sees a woman like this, a lot of times he's not even going to notice you and you're not going to notice him. Because as soon as he sees you, he's picking up strawberries right at the grocery store, and he sees you, you automatically don't exist to him. You have disqualified yourself from a lot of men because you can't keep your weight in order. See, men who are of the quality and caliber that you want, we have standards as well, and we ask that our women get in shape. Why would I want a woman who's in shape? First off, I'm only attracted to women who are in shape. I'm not attracted to women who have extra skin and who have chins, who have rolls and who have flaps. I'm attracted to women who obviously have some of that because that's cool. That's women. I don't mind the fatness, but it has to be reasonable. It can't be 30% body fat. It can't be 35%. It can't be to the point where you're waddling around and you're having trouble breathing trying to get grocery stores or groceries at Target. It can't be to the point where it shows. It needs to be in order. It can't be out of order. Are you smiling? I mean, there's a big thing about women smiling going on nowadays, which is insane to me, because women don't think that they should smile. Women don't think that they should be able to do things that attract men. They should, in fact, do the opposite. not smile. You want to be mean instead of nice. Like if someone asks me, the way you get a job is don't apply, or the way that you get a job, or the way you have a good interview is have an attitude at the interview, and be nasty and rude and sour to the interviewee or to the interviewer, and he'll give you a job. That's not how the real world works. So women live in a lot of fantasy lands when they talk about attracting and dating people and actually finding the man they want. It's insane. It's preposterous. It is insane. So let's get to another example. This is very important, and it's very very popular, and it's controversial right now. But it needs to be said. Do you dress in a way that demands attention? Because if you do, there's a high chance that he's not even going to look your way. Why? See, we know in the movies that the women dress in a certain way, right, to attract the men. But that's movies. We know in on the magazines and in the music videos that women dress a certain way to attract attention. But those are movies and music videos. In the real world, a woman who dresses in a way that demands attention, and what is that type of woman I'm talking about? That demanding attention type. Whorish, slatternly, like you sleep around, like you are worthy of all, ejaculate material. These type of women, they're community property for the streets. It's not yours, just your turn. This is a woman to be passed around. This is a woman never to commit to. This is a woman that you should run away from. Maybe for a night of fun to be used as a substitute for a Kleenex, but not a woman to raise children, to want to come home and trust that she hasn't slept around behind your back. Okay, you get the example, or you get the idea. So these type of women who have this propensity to say, oh, it's funny. It's funny. I care so much about how I look, and I'm doing this so much about myself. It's such a coincidence that it just so happens to attract every single married man of all sexual orientation. He's going to look at me. This is the only way I feel good, is when I make men look at me. Now let's be serious here. The type of men you're attracting, it's basically all men. You're going to attract single and married men who are going to look at your body because you're showing it off. Men, we like women, we like curves, we like boobs, we like booty, we like this stuff. It's natural. So it just so happens to be so convenient that you dress in a way that makes you feel so confident about yourself that it appeals to almost every single man on this planet's carnal desires. No, don't give me that. We all know it. And we don't necessarily care how you dress the way you do, because as a matter of fact, as Kevin Samuels puts it, the world does not owe you understanding. You cannot dress like a slatternly woman and expect a man to respect you. That is, in fact, you are asking a man to be a sucker. You're asking a man to be a fool. Now, there's nothing wrong with a man being nice and treating you politely, but there is something else from a man saying, you know what, this is the type of woman who looks like she's ready to settle down. No, this is a woman who looks like she's ready to have fun, and she's ready to be tossed to the side of the road at the end of the night. So, you dressing like this, what you're communicating to a man is, hey, although once we get in a relationship, I'm going to still act like I'm not in a relationship, by not even talking to men. I'm just going to communicate it by what I'm wearing, that, hey, I am open to be approached. I am open to be flirted on. I'm open to being catcalled. I'm open to being courted by other men. So I could be playing video games, or I can be at work. She's at the mall. She's shopping. She's out and about, and she's getting approached. What type of man is going to have any certainty or any security in his head about that? So you mean to tell me I'm supposed to invest all this time in a woman like that? That is a fool. Anybody who does that is a fool, and they deserve what they get. This is why the saying goes, you never turn into a housewife, because it's understood that these type of qualities, you cannot erase them as soon as you put a ring on her. As men, we are very, 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 very selective as to how we want to settle down with women. So if you're trying to lock a man down like that, I'm sorry, you're doing the opposite. Do you have an attitude? Are you the type of woman who always has something to say about everything? Are you the type of woman who is disagreeable and is, in fact, argumentative and debating? See, in Proverbs it says it's better to dwell in the wilderness than to deal with a brawling woman. And the brawling in this sense means argumentative, debating. She's the type of woman who's not going to follow your lead. She's always going to question your authority. She's going to challenge you at every end. She's going to be rebellious to your program. These are the type of women you should never, ever deal with. That's what I've learned. I unfortunately had to learn it the hard way. But this is something that most men Once they get mature, they're going to understand and they're going to avoid these type of women. So the women with extra neck muscles that can do all of this, and I can be like, well, no, those are the women you want to run from. So picture that. The Bible says it's better to dwell in the wilderness. It even says it's better to dwell on the rooftop. So to be on the verge of falling and getting injured, or to be in the wilderness, getting bitten by mosquitoes, being potentially food for other predators, catching diseases from the plants that are on the floor, being stressed out and in a constant state of fear and death at your door. It's better to be in that state than it is to be with a woman who is debating. Are you kidding me? You guys need to get it together. What you're communicating to this man is you're not going to make his life peaceful. When you get with me, you're going to have to deal with drama. Why in any man's mind would he think that, wow, you know what? I want to grow up and be in a relationship with a woman who's going to make me feel sick to my stomach. I'm always going to have to fight every inch to get leeway with her. She's going to be combative and fight me at every corner. I'm going to lose sleep and stress at work thinking about this woman. Man, this is the woman of my dreams. Are you retarded? What you fail to understand is these type of qualities, they literally disqualify you from all the men. So what ends up happening? You end up coming up with this crazy question in your head. Where are all the good men? They have disqualified you before you even met them. You probably don't even meet any of them. The only type of man you attract is with your butt cheeks or with your bad attitude. These men, they are not necessarily the men you want, because why should any woman want a man like that? But in the opposite end, I ask myself, why would I want a woman who dresses horribly, who never smiled at me when we first met, who's out of shape? See, all of these qualities, I might as well slit my wrist and die before I get with a woman like that. But even some of these qualities, it would literally give me anxiety of committing to a woman like that. So I wouldn't even say hello to her. I wouldn't have even addressed her. I would only keep her literally at arm's length. I would try my hardest to avoid women like that. So that's exactly how I do it. But that's exactly the results you get. You never meet these men. The only men you meet are men with low self-esteem, the downtrodden, the bottom of the barrel, the dusty, the crusties, the trash bag men, the ones you guys are so familiar with and you complain about on Twitter or whatever social media site. It's funny, that's the only type of men you're getting. So the better option is to stop being a victim and start acting like a person who wants to take control of their life and attract what they really want by working on themselves. I know these are hard traits that you might need to get rid of, but it's in your best interest in order to find a happy, relationship and all that stuff. So I'm interested to know what you guys think about the video. Comment on it, because I want to know what you guys think, or maybe I'm missing some things. Let me know what you guys think are some traits that women should be avoiding if they want to attract a good man. And for the women out there, let me know if I've missed any traits of a high value, or not necessarily high value, but a good man. So that's the end of the video. Take care.